Hello and welcome. Have you ever felt like there's a storm raging inside of you? A private battle that no one else can see? Well, today we're going to look at some ancient, really practical wisdom for finding calm right in the middle of that storm. Let's begin. There is a saying in Hindi that just captures this feeling perfectly. Man ka yudh hirday ko cheer deta hai. It's a line that it speaks directly to the soul, doesn't it?
So what does that actually mean? It means the war going on inside the mind tears the heart apart. It's that silent suffering, right? That whirlwind of confusion and doubt that feels absolutely impossible to explain to anyone else. This is the very battle that the great warrior Arjuna faced. His real struggle wasn't with the enemy outside, it was the chaos within. So the real question is, when you find yourself right there, in the middle of that inner war, feeling completely overwhelmed and torn apart, what can you actually do? I mean, where do you even start looking for a little bit of peace? And this is where the wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita comes in. Now, we're not just looking at it as a holy book. Think of it more as a practical manual for the mind, a guide for navigating our most difficult and painful inner states. The Gita gives us our very first instruction with this incredibly powerful shloka, Battered Atmanatmanam. It translates to, lift yourself by yourself, do not let yourself fall. And what's so amazing here is the emphasis it places on self-reliance. You see, the point is this, your real battle, just like Arjuna's, is internal. And your healing, it can only truly begin when you make the decision to become your own anchor, your own support. The outside world can wait. That first victory has to be won inside your own mind. But okay, how do you handle the intense pain of these feelings? Well, this is what Krishna advises Arjuna, matra sparshas tu konteya. He's saying that our experiences of pleasure and pain, happiness and sadness, they just come and go. Think of them like winter and summer. They arrive, they stay for a while, and then they leave. They are not permanent. And this is such a brilliant way to look at it. Your painful thoughts are like temporary clouds passing through the huge open sky of your consciousness. They are not the sky itself. I know this feeling you have is very, very real, but please remember, it is not permanent. It will pass. Now here's something that can honestly bring immediate relief. Ready? Stop expecting everyone to understand what you're going through. Your inner war is deeply, deeply personal, and trying to get validation from everyone will just exhaust you. It is absolutely okay if they don't get it. You're not looking for their understanding. You're seeking wisdom for yourself. So let's see how we can turn this philosophy into real, actionable steps. Because the Gita doesn't just tell us what to think. It shows us how to find that calm through practice. When Arjuna says the mind is impossibly restless, Krishna doesn't say, no, it's not. He agrees. He says, yes, it is, but abhyasanatu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. It can be controlled. How? Through consistent practice and a bit of detachment. We can't just wish our mind to be calm. We actually have to train it. So what does this practice look like? Honestly, it can be incredibly simple. We're talking 10 minutes of deep, conscious breathing, a quiet prayer or chanting a mantra that feels good to you, a simple walk, but here's the key, without your phone. Or just writing down your thoughts, getting them out of your head and onto a piece of paper. These aren't big, dramatic gestures. They're small, daily anchors. Okay, now when you're feeling emotionally heavy, the absolute last thing you want to do is anything. But this is where the Gita gives its most famous piece of advice. Karmanye vadikaraste. You have a right to your actions, but you have no right to the results of your actions. The whole point is to just focus on the action itself. Just begin. Forget about the outcome, just do one small, right thing. That's it. Take a bath, eat a proper meal, finish one tiny task you've been putting off, say one kind thing to someone. These tiny correct actions are how you start to rebuild your inner strength, brick by brick. All right, now we're going to go a little deeper, because beyond the mind and beyond our actions, the Gita points us toward this unshakable source of strength we all have within us, our true self. Right near the very end of the Gita, Krishna gives this ultimate assurance. Sarvadharmam partyaja mam ekam sharanam raja. He's saying, abandon all your other duties and just surrender to me. I will free you from all sorrow. And let's be really clear about this. Surrender is not weakness. It's not giving up. It is the wisest form of strength.
It's recognizing that some burdens are just too heavy to carry all by yourself and releasing them to a higher power. Prayer is that release.
And why can we do this? Because our true essence, the self, the soul, it's indestructible. The Gita says that weapons cannot cut it, fire cannot burn it, water cannot wet it, and the wind cannot dry it. It's beyond all harm. So please, I really want you to hear this. You are fundamentally stronger than the storm you are in right now. Your mind is in turmoil. Your heart feels wounded, I know. But your deepest self, what the Gita calls the Atman, remains completely untouched, unharmed, and whole.
So, how do we bring all of this profound wisdom into our actual lives, especially on those really, really difficult days? Let's walk through a simple, practical routine. This just gives you a little structure. In the morning, that's it, just 5 deep breaths, read one single verse from the Gita, and try to get 10 minutes of sunlight. When anxiety hits during the day, gently, quietly repeat to yourself, "This is a passing wave." And then at night, write down what hurt you, but also write down one thing you handled with courage. And then, consciously offer up your worries before you go to sleep. And I want you to remember this. The hero of this story, the great warrior Arjuna, he was completely broken. He was shattered with doubt and grief on that battlefield, long before Krishna's wisdom gave him clarity. And this brings us to a final, really profound thought. This feeling of being broken, it isn't necessarily a failure. Sometimes a breakdown is the very doorway to finding your true path, your purpose, your dharma. So I want to leave you with this line, this time in Gujarati. Mannu yudh ant nathi, jagruti ni sharuat chhe. It means the war of the mind is not the end, it is the beginning of awakening. So what if this struggle you're in isn't your breaking point, but your breakthrough?